Hotep brothers and sisters, Black Power. As always, giving honor to the created ancestors, my sister, father-in-laws, as well as all of you out there. Today, what I want to do is celebrate the life of Sister Lisa Left Eye Lopes, who made her ascension 16 years ago today. And we want to give her props because, personally to me, she was one of my favorite people. And, I want to go ahead and talk about some things, some of the things that she's done, accomplishments, and how great of a person she was prior to her assassination. As you can see, a beautiful child, beautiful, very beautiful. Hold on one second. Beautiful queen, beautiful queen, and very, very strong, very outspoken. And she ended up being with the group TLC, which was put together by the record label that they were in. I think it was So Def or something like that. I forgot the name of the record label was, but I can tell you who were the CEOs and whatnot, and I'll explain that to you. And TLC became a worldwide group. I mean, traveling all over the globe. They were phenomenal. And Lisa brought fire. She brought swag. She put the swag and the female G swing to the group. Very different, very unique. Had her own creativity, her own individuality. Very, very conscious of her surroundings, and pretty much was a highly structured sister, provided she had a father who drank a lot and that was in the military, and who treated his family like they were, his soldiers, so to speak. And however, a lot of that paid off with her discipline, her self-discipline, and her promptness, and her desire and her determination to become something, become a star, and which she did. And one night they won 6 Grammys. 6 Grammys, aside from Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and maybe 1 or 2 other groups. They took away more Grammys than anybody. They are on that list. They're at the table with the all-time Grammy holders. But at the same time, they were completely broke. A quadruple platinum group with no money, riding around in a $4,000 car with $50-$60 in their bank account, and these are twice triple platinum group, based on the fact that this sister Pebbles, who took advantage of their enthusiasm to become stars, and at the same time they were green to the business. And along with her husband, bisexual L.A. Reid, as you can see, he's representing more of his queen image in this photo. And Babyface Edmonds. And they really ripped those sisters off, took them for bad, along with Clive Davis and the Arista record crew. They took total advantage of them, to the point where Left Eye you know, had literally came in there, had to come in there with pistols and whatnot to demand to see the books. And that's you know, that's not a new thing, and that's not first time we've heard of you know, artists wanting to see their books and not having any money and going platinum and double platinum and whatnot. And their own people that look like them, take everything from them, you know, and let them be persuaded and sideswiped by their fans, you know, people wanting their autographs, and, you know, they're on a high pedestal, and at the same time, you know, these niggas are just taking them for bad. And the first thing that they do is they come out and say, what, we put this money up front for you and blah, 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 which is in nowhere near the money that they've made. And, you know, it's over and over. And then a lot of times you find these people, you know, deceased. Now, this particular sister, Chili, out of the group TLC, she became an opportunist. And also she had a problem keeping her drawers on, keeping her panties on. Because, you know, she ended up, you know, laying up with this guy, Dallas Houston, who, Dallas Austin, who is a CEO and a record promoter as well. And by Chili being an opportunist, she figured that was her way to the top, where she can, you know, bite balls and get to the top. And she ended up having a baby by him, a son. As you can see, apparently from the reality show, he hasn't had a lot of male energy around him. And you know, and I have nothing, and I'm not going to put the child down, but it appears, you know, that he's heading towards making the left, you know, on Broke Wrist Lane. And I'm just going to leave it like that, you know, because I'm not going to sit here and, you know, put this young kid down like that, because it's not his fault. It's actually his mother's fault. And so, you know, we did, you know, I've done several lectures on that, you know, where the mother tries to be the mother and the father, and the boy end up pulling more towards the feminine energy from the mother, you know, and it's not his fault, you know, it's the parents' fault. And you know, she fucked Usher for a while, you know, and you know, it just goes on and on. And Usher, who's dealing with a lot of you know, personal issues of, you know, being turned out by Diddy, and you know, having STDs, and just a whole lot of issues. And Chili actually thought that she could fix him, you know, and that didn't work. You know, she fucked Nick Cannon, you know, and I don't have to tell you that didn't work. You know, she fucked Floyd Mayweather. And what it was, by her being an opportunist, you know, Floyd was willing to give her, you know, set it out for her, you know, buying her, you know, $500,000 ring and all this type of stuff. And, you know, that just wasn't enough, because she was trying to play Floyd. And she played herself. You know, now let's get back to Left Eye, who was Tupac was someone that, you know, they both had those energies, and she really loved that brother. She really loved Pac, you know, and I think Pac really went for her. And personally, I think they would have been good together because they're both fiery, energetic individuals. And when you put all of that together with black consciousness, especially with the knowledge base that Pac was on, you know, growing up reading, you know, about some of our most famous, thoroughest ancestors, male and female, and with Left Eye willing to learn and being eager, they would have been a hell of a duel together in terms of reuniting the black community, specifically the young people and black people in general. But she winded up falling for this cat, Andre Rison, who was a all-star, NFL all-star wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons at that time. And they moved together. She moved in. Rison had the mansion, and they, you know, they lived together. And it appeared that they, you know, that they were heading toward the altar. However, Andre Rison, you know, couldn't keep his dick in his pants and couldn't accept and be content with a faithful queen that was also a superstar. That wasn't enough for him, so his infidelity caused Left Eye to go on this tirade where, you know, it resulted in the house burning down, which people think that Left Eye deliberately just set the house on fire, and it didn't go down like that. What had happened, she had took his tennis shoes and put them in the sink in the kitchen and poured lighter fluid on his tennis shoes and Timberlands, and the fire just spread it from there. And it got out of control, which resulted in the house being burnt down and Left Eye being arrested. She ended up going to the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta at the Diversion Center, where she spent approximately close to a year there. And upon release, you know, she was still writing, putting some things together, and you know, she was just trying to put the pieces to her life back together, and she wanted things to be right. And so she was looking for a way to reinvent herself, reunite herself, become new and improved. And so the way to do that, she figured, was to contact Dr. Sebi, the world-renowned ancestor, Dr. Sebi. May he rest in power beyond power. This is a man who never read a book in his life, cured AIDS, was arrested for curing so many people with the AIDS virus. And that tells you some shit right there, that you get arrested for healing people. Making black people well again, you go to jail. But he has a camp over in Honduras, a compound, a healing compound. And it's required that, you know, 40-day minimum over at the compound for complete healing. Mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. As you can see, she's rinsing and bathing in just pure alkaline water, you know, fresh from a spring that's heated from the earth. And so she was on a mission. And because on her second journey, she took a couple of trips over there, but the second journey, she took a whole lot of gangbangers, male and female, over there to cleanse them, which helped the gang violence in Atlanta go down. And she went in Dr. Sebi's room after 30 days of being over there. Went into his quarters at 2 in the morning. And Dr. Sebi already knew what the deal was. So he asked her, what did she see? And she said, left out said she saw God. She didn't explain in what form or anything. She just said that she saw God. And she had begun a total new process. She was a total new person. The old left eye had died. And I'm gonna go back a little bit later on in this video. And so she went to Death Row Records, changed her name to Nina, and you know, this was post Tupac. And she wanted to just gravitate to that energy in that death row camp. And along with new artists at the time, Crooked Eye and Eastwood, which Kurupt was leading and basically running the musical part of Death Row Records, with Suge still being HNIC. This is the accident. Now let me just explain to you all about the accident. What happened was that she was riding. It was 5 of them in the truck, in her truck. And as she was riding, out of nowhere, the truck went out of control, went off the road, and ejected her. She was the only one that died in the accident. And that's kind of mysterious. That, you know, she was the only one that died in that truck accident. You know, the entire truck flipped over. The entire truck was smashed. But she was the only one that died. And the other people in the truck did not have life-threatening injuries. So, through investigation and research, we found out that the brake line was cut, making her side turn over to take her out for various reasons. Various reasons. And as you know, based on her story, you can kind of imagine who the suspects were. L.A. Reid, Pebbles, Babyface, Suge Knight. And also FBI and the Atlanta police. Mind you, I just mentioned that gang violence had went down in Atlanta based on her efforts to clean up her community and her brothers and sisters. And so, as we know how it goes. They do not want gang violence or violence, period, in the black community to decrease. And anyone that participates in the decreasing of violence and drugs in the black community, or is a active participant in raising the level of consciousness in the black community, will be eliminated. Doesn't matter whether you're male, female, young or old. It does not matter. That's how white supremacy acts. And they use people that look like you to carry the missions out. So, you know, it was a very, very sad day for everyone. You know, that's a morgue picture of Left Eye. You know, And she had massive head and brain injuries. You know, and she wouldn't have made it. You know, she was on life support temporarily, but to no avail did she make any positive efforts in recovery. And she had a large funeral of a few thousand people to pay their respects to this goddess, to this queen. You know, but let me just add this. A lot of people don't know the impact that sister would have had on the black community, primarily the females in the black community, to be able to have their level of consciousness raised, to be able to stand up, to be able to have more principles and morals about them, to not accept the strip club career, not being called a hoe or a bitch, not smoking weed, not having sex with anybody that looks like they have money or anybody that's hustling, and have babies out of wedlock like running water and then throw them to the system. She was to have a positive impact on our sisters, and the forces, powers that be, white so-called imposter, hook-nosed, bagel-eating, lox-eating, juniper root-eating Jew of the music industry and law enforcement did not allow that to manifest. So she met an early demise. And she was a heavy thinker as well. And she loved to quote, you know, and if you can read it, it say our greatest glory is not in failing, but in rising every time we fall. You know, the rise, the what she was saying was the rise of the phoenix, rising out of the ashes. The god or the goddess who has been counted out, that has beat the odds, defeated all odds, and has risen up to become new, polished, spiritually polished to a high gloss, reformed in every area, disciplined, highly structured, more motivated. And that was the direction that she and Pac were heading in. And she wanted to go in that direction with Pac. Unfortunately, those things didn't happen like that. And that's why you see murals with Left Eye on the same mural with Pac, like this one here, The Untouchable. Because a lot of the people that are conscious could foresee that taking place. However, at the end, you know, she Left Eye Still, she met this guy, Sean Newman, in which she had a daughter by. And things really didn't work out with him, but she managed to raise her daughter, you know, and provide, nurture her daughter with a lot of the information that she had. And as you can see, that picture of her to your right, and that's TLC. When post Left Eye, the disrespect that Chili and TLC demonstrated towards Left Eye, you know, and by replacing Left Eye with this Chinese gook bitch. That was the thanks that the gold digger Chili, who basically runs TLC, because I believe that T-Boss is, dealing with some health issues. However, she's not completely innocent in this piece either. But she has devoted and has spent a lot of time around Left Eye's family. Chili has moved on to the next man and the next man and the next man. But that was a slap in the face to TLC fans to have Left Eye replaced with this uncoordinated, 2 left foot motherfucking gook bitch. And I say that with emotion, because it's really foul to do some shit like that. There was plenty of sisters out there, along with Left Eye's daughter, who was bucking for that position. And I believe that she should have gotten that position. But the jealousy that Chili had for Left Eye, because Left Eye was so outspoken and thorough with swag, that this may have been done deliberately, to diminish Left Eye's legacy with the group. We don't know. But what we do know, that's some fucked up shit. That's some dirty ass shit. And that's one of the reasons that Pebbles wanted to beat the shit out Chili. But that wasn't the only reason, because Chili slept with L.A. Reid. See, you have to count the people that you don't know that they've been with. She's an opportunist. She showed that on worldwide television with Floyd Mayweather, where she just wanted glitz and glamour and glory. She wasn't concerned about that brother. She wasn't concerned about his health condition and his training and being there by his side to help him. All she wanted to do was photo shoots, eat at high price restaurants, wear lavish clothing, not thinking about her son. While her son is dying, the testosterone in him is diminishing. She's out there trying to maneuver and manipulate her way into the wallets of some of our most hardworking, wealthiest brothers. So, we always give honor to Lisa Left Eye Lopes. I will always honor the sister. She was bad. Powerful sister. Beautiful sister. Beautiful, beautiful queen. And she stood up. She wasn't, you couldn't run over her. And her commitment to be respected and to be loved, like all of us want, was her determination for that, superseded all negativity. So, in closing, let's give her a salute and give her an ashe, and and wish her the best. That she may keep her energy protecting her family, protecting her child, her daughter, and to continue to provide us with her energy. So we will, and in turn, we will uphold her legacy and never forget her. And with that, we say, Ashe.